Hello, my loves. This is Heidi Raquel with your January soul message for 2021. Hallelujah, we made it. So first, let me say it feels like there is so much energy. This is probably going to be a long one. And also, I feel like even in that, I'm going to forget something major. There are times when I do these in certain months where I sit down to write and it just flows out and it's super easy. And then there's other times when it feels like giving birth, and that is what this month felt like. There's this interesting energy present that is like a start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. There's this vivacious, lively quality and excitement of the new year. There's this kind of bustling. And then it's almost like things are ready, and then suddenly they're not ready. It's like there's an excitement, you get all prepared, you do all the stuff, and then when you go to do the thing, it feels like it's not even quite time. Like I was looking at the events for the month and I was thinking about doing a vision board workshop and a collage class, and I was like, no, the energy's not there. It feels like everyone is still kind of insular. We do have Women's Circle going on the 21st, 7 p.m. But besides that, it feels like we don't need to be doing external stuff until February. And even Women's Circle is so internal anyways, because it's such a sweet little, small group, and it's internal sharing, and it still has that kind of cozy vibe. So let's begin. January. Let me first talk about the year, and then we'll go into the month. So last year, let's just bring in numerology for a minute to kind of anchor us in. So last year was a 4. If you think of 4 as 4 legs to a table, it's the energy of stability, balance. There's a building, there's a creation energy, and it does have kind of like really, really challenging feel. It's like you're moving from a 3-legged stool to a 4-legged table. You're building the structure, the foundation, the scaffolding, right? For whatever it is that you're going to create. Now we're in a 5-year. And what's beautiful about that is there's a little bit more flow and ease that comes in, because now the table is built and you are creating on the table, right? Like it's kind of like the magician card in the tarot. It's like he has all the tools out on the table. Now it's about learning how to use them. And so I'm calling this month Clean Slate, because when I tuned in, what I saw was like the wiping away, the cleaning of the table. So, a lot of people feel like, oh, new year, new me, everything's different, everything's changed. Yes, and you're still operating off the energy of what happened the year before. So there's still some integration. I always feel like January is a month that we have to give ourselves a break, cut yourself some slack. It's integration time, and really February is the time when we start building and, moving forward. If anything, January and like the cleaning of the desk is clearing and cleaning, getting everything prepared for whatever it is that you're going to build and create in this next year, right? So you're cleaning the desk, you're preparing your space to allow you to build whatever you're going to build. So if the table leg is rickety, fix it. If the basement is full of garbage, consider clearing it out. One of the things that I said in the blog is, a clear space is a clear mind, and a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. So think of it that way. And also another piece that I talked about in the blog is, yes, it's a new year and there's new energy, but that doesn't mean that you just get the clean slate for free. You have to kind of double down. There's a sense of commitment energy that needs to come in. That's like, okay, this is what I'm doing this year, but there's still this foggy haziness of needing to like kind of stare out the window and dream it into being. So we're still in that kind of, it's a little hazy. It's like things are kind of foggy still and we're not sure exactly. And the energy that I've been reporting on for a while of that kind of reveal energy is still here. It's starting to feel like it's moving forward a little bit. But like I said, there's this weird start-stop that's like it's here and then it's not, and then it's here and then it's not. And, you know, that builds on the ocean energy that I've been talking about, the ocean wave, the rise and the fall, the being able to see something and then, you know, suddenly it's gone. But now we've seen it. We know it's there and we can't unsee it. So there's a way that we know kind of where we're going. We know what we want to build. And now it's about like clearing out the clutter in our body, in our mind, in our home. And that clutter might even be in the form of, you know, not quite believing that you have what it takes to build the thing. There might be a little bit of hesitation energy coming up around there. Let's see, another piece that I wanted to talk about was expansion energy this year. I feel it's so strong, more than I have in any year, you know, as long as I've been doing this work, certainly that I've been paying attention to it. There's this sense of expansion, like now that the table is built and we are going to create something on it, there definitely is this up-leveling energy. So let's say you've been thinking about offering something and you haven't quite created it yet. This might be your year to start putting those building blocks in place and doing it. If you're already an entrepreneur, you're already doing your thing, then this is the year of scaling up, you know, scaling what you do. That's absolutely the energy that I'm in. It's like the foundation of what I have built is already there. And now it's about scaling, you know, reaching a larger audience, creating different offerings. And so what I'm doing right now is researching platforms. How do I want to do it? What is going to be the right, you know, way to release these different things that are supportive and making it, you know, easy for me. The other piece, well, I mentioned this kind of funny thing in the blog about the small intestine. So the small intestine's job is sorting. And that's what we're doing right now. It's like we need to go through our psyche, our home, our body and go, okay, what doesn't belong here? Whatever doesn't, you know, it might, like our homes over the years tend to build, you know, collect things. And we find I was just literally clearing out my desk and looking at some old things that were, you know, man, I haven't seen that in years, or I don't look at that, or, you know, whatever. And some of those things are like, oh, wow, this is really great. I can repurpose this thing and use it for something that I need now, and I don't have to go buy something new. And some of it is just like old garbage that you don't want around anymore and you don't need it, but you haven't taken the time to do that sorting. So that is one of the suggestions for this month. So I'll just go through those suggestions now. Self-care. I've brought in 2 new tools where one of them is old, but I've been using it for a while again now, which really feels supportive and helpful. There's this way that we need to kind of, in terms of that clearing, like drudge out old energy out of our bodies and kind of purge it out. So one of them is called a sonic slider. It's a tuning fork and it has an extender on the end that you can buy to rub it up against your body. It's a tuning fork that's for personal use to use on your body. So it's a way of tuning your energy to this tuning fork, and I forget what the tune of it is, but and it's toning, it's tightening of your muscles, it's clearing out old junk. It's really phenomenal. The woman who created it, the website is biofieldtuning.com to find one, and she said, I think I forget the time period, maybe the first couple of months or something, she dropped like 2 pant sizes without doing anything else just by using this. So it's pretty phenomenal. So I've been using that. And then another thing that's brand new for me is gua sha tools. They're crystals. I should have brought them down. They're flattened crystals that you rub up against your body and your face, and they have a similar toning quality and flushing out of your lymph system. So that's a really, excellent thing. So that's one of the suggestions that I have for the month is self-care. I mean, that's just in and around us all over right now. It's like we're learning that we are not separate from the earth. And I'll do another, I'm offering doTERRA now. So I'm going to do another video, maybe this week even, relatively soon, about how I chose doTERRA, why I decided to bring that in. But some of that is this wisdom of the earth that's coming, and that we are realizing that we are not separate from the earth, and that those plants have wisdom and lessons for us. And when you use them, when you diffuse them, when you take them internally, it allows your body to commune with that energy so that you're picking up in your cells the lessons of those plants. So that's one. Again, clearing and cleaning, like I can't say it enough times. That is all of what we're doing. It's dusting, it's getting into the deep corners, and allowing, when you do that, you might come across things that you haven't seen in years that you actually love and want to keep. And so there's also a suggestion here around making the things that you keep reverent, place them in a corner, and highlight them. I just did this in my own bedroom. We my husband and I got married a year and a half ago, and we were given these beautiful Balinese wedding statues, and we wanted to put them somewhere nice. And so I created this whole wall shelf with it, and it's like a wedding altar. And then right next to it is our wedding vows and a picture that I gave to him on our wedding day. And so it's all in this one area. And so now we have a wedding altar, a marriage altar for our relationship with incense. And there's a way to say a prayer for us and all of that kind of stuff. So it's making things reverent. And then the other piece, oh my God, I cannot deal with this. It's beautiful. And it's also just like tapping my ego every other second. This idea of surrender, because as the wisdom is coming up from the earth and it's telling us that we need to be in tune with nature's cycles. We are not in charge, but we have been taught to be in charge. We have been taught from this left brain corporate world, it's all about bottom line. It's all about numbers and figures and, fiscal years and quarters, in the year and all of that. And it's like Mother Nature doesn't give a shit about any of that. And so even the timing of doing this message, I thought I was going to get up early this morning and do it. It's my daughter's 16th birthday. And it was like, no, you're not doing that. I made this beautiful breakfast for us. And even my husband came through with this energy. I don't know that he even recognized it. But he stayed a little bit longer this morning and got to work late because he knew he received this message that was like, no, it's my daughter's birthday. Like, I'm doing what is right. Like, that's that sense of right relationship that we keep being called into. Mother Nature wants us to remember that. This sense of being in right relationship with not only the earth, but what is important to you at your core, what is anchored in the center of your being. And it's like we are being recalibrated to that centerpiece, like that thing wins out over everything else. And so just in terms of timing of my videos and when I'm going to sit down to do the work and when it's time to come, the energy to come through, even the group sessions that I was going to do this month, it's like, no. I mean, and it pains me because it's like something I want to do. It's something I want to offer. And then I hear a no. And it's like, okay, go with our inner vibe. It's like we're being recalibrated to listen to that. We can't just charge ahead for charge ahead's sake. Like it's not going to, if the energy isn't there to support the thing that we're offering, not going to help anyways. One last thing before I pull a card. So I am going to start doing with this doTERRA. As I was writing the message, it just came in, hot. I'm going to be recommending an oil every month that goes along with the energies that I'm speaking of. So there's going to be 2 oils that I will highlight every month. One is doTERRA offers a free oil every month for members that purchase 125 PV or more. So that's roughly around $100. And if you're a member, you get wholesale prices and all of that. So you can reach out and ask me about that. So that oil for the month is tea tree, and it's the touch version. It's in the rollerball already. And I'll upload some posts that talk about, how to use those and everything. But I'm also going to be choosing an oil every month for myself that is a recommendation for the energies that I'm feeling. And this month it's wild orange, and I don't have one to show you because I've placed an order and I'm waiting for it myself. So what's beautiful about it, there's a light energy in this month of excitement and electricity, but there's also a little bit of heaviness that's that cleaning energy that's like going through some of the old stuff. So wild orange has this beautiful energy that's like a spring morning waking up with an awesome playlist and you're going to clean the house and you kind of get into it and it's like whistle while you work kind of energy. So that is the oil that I'm recommending for this month. And then, like I said, Women's Circle, January 21st at 7 p.m. So let's pull a card. I did not do that ahead. I did pull a year ahead spread. Look back in my Instagram feed for that. And there's a reel too to show you how to do it if you've never done one before. My energy or my cards for the year were Justice and the Shadow. And it can't be more perfect. For what I'm feeling. I'll talk about that more throughout the year. All right, the Destroyer. This is kind of great because it's breaking down all of that old stuff. The clearing, it's really the purging. It's getting rid of whatever might be in your way for all that you are going to create this year. So the Savage, the Unexpected, the Rejected. The Destroyer, the final of the 3 archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to permanence as a signifier of success. Okay, so even with a dumpster fire of a year that we had, there can be this way of not wanting to let go of what we have because at least we understand it now, right? And this next year, we have a new presidency coming in the US, and it's kind of like this, there's a little bit of like, holy shit, what's coming? And hesitation energy there. Yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's the part of us that wants things to end. So there is that sense of like, yes, I feel fresh, new, energized energy coming in for this year. But there is a loss of security, right? Because so much of what we already had built is being destroyed, but the rest of it needs to go. I love that there's this symbol right here, and I'm wearing my lightning bolt sweater. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. Okay, I talk about more about the numerology in the blog. And 4, the energy of last year, is the heart chakra, and that is about getting us in touch with our purpose. So it feels like we've done that now, and now we're moving into expression of it. The Destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begin to roll. The ground opens up and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, the Destroyer has arrived. Win light, swift and precise blows that redirect our life. That's what we're looking for, is that redirection. Finding your purpose and then digging in to create it. When dark, self-destruction, negativity, unwillingness to rebuild. Consider Picasso's statement, every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction, right? So that's what we're doing this month. Getting ready for the creation that's going to start in February. In old tales, the Destroyer sometimes appears as a black dog. Other times it takes the form of gods and goddesses such as Shiva, Kali, NF office. So wonderful. I could go on and on. I also feel like I could go take a giant nap, right? It's like that's what we're in right now. There's this sense of excitement, and also, can I just take a big nap? Because I can feel the call of what's coming for me this year is going to be big. It's going to push me out of my comfort zone. And so there's these ways that we have to, nap like a toddler to revamp our energy so that we even have energy for it. And there's also this way that our mind is preparing us for the bigness of whatever it is. So loving you and yours. Happy New Year. And, we'll get through this together the rest of the year. It feels like there's a lot coming for us. And even still, I have my year ahead spread sitting on the floor in the living room because I'm needing to let it bake and cook and walk by it and, take it in slowly. It's that timing piece. It's like, we'll know when things are done because we'll know, and not a moment sooner and not a moment longer. It's like our intuition is being honed slowly over time. And speaking of, as I'm planning for this next year, I know that there are new offerings that I want to offer. If there are things, if you've been following me and you're like, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, shoot me a message and let me know what those things are, because it's a whole lot more fun to create content when I know it's something that really speaks to people and something that they want. There are two things that I've been considering. One is an intuition series where I highlight a different tool that I use for that, and you could either do like the whole series together or do the classes individually. And then what was the other one was a chakra series, going through all the chakras, talking about, the energy, the chant, the goddess, the color, the oils, like all the things, right? And you could either do the whole series or do individual chakras. So those are two things I've been toying around with and just looking for the platforms that will support those best. So also, if you know those, shoot those to me too. We gotta get through this thing together. And, that's another energy. Like I said, I could just go on and on. There's a huge piece of community energy. I didn't even mention that in the blog. A huge community collaboration energy coming in this year. It's like now that the table is built, we can share things across the table. So one person has a piece and we have a piece and we can share and trade. So there's a lot of that energy coming in too. But I will say goodbye for now. Happy New Year. Love you all. Namaste.